Property prices have remained resilient this year in the face of economic uncertainty and the looming prospect of Brexit. We round up some of the recent predictions from the experts and invite our readers to make their own predictions for 2018. In the last year, Mrs. Money has kept a close eye on the monthly indices from Halifax, Nationwide and the Office for National Statistics, which focus on sold prices. According to Nationwide, the average home in November 2017 was £209,988, Halifax £226,821, and the ONS figure for October 2017, it lags a month behind the others, shows a price of £223,807. The main driver of this forecast is the continuing effects of this year's squeeze on spending power as inflation has outstripped wage growth, and the uncertainty regarding the prospects of the UK economy next year. If house prices did rise 3% next year on the Halifax Index, it would see a typical home add another £7,000 of value. A number of leading housing commentators predict house prices will either remain flat during 2018 or rise by a relatively small percentage. Harrison poll conducted by Reuters, involving 28 housing market specialists, says that property prices will rise by 1.3% nationally, but fall by 0.3% in London. In contrast, Manchester and the Northwest have powered ahead, as prices have become more affordable relative to earnings. A reflection of the cool down is the growing number of house sellers who are becoming less confident when demanding their asking prices. Property website Zoopla says more than a third of homes on the market in November had their original asking price reduced, marking a 1.25 percentage point increase compared with July. Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors believes house price growth is likely to come to a halt in 2018 across the UK generally, with price growth in some regions offsetting a weaker picture in London and South East England. Tarrant Parsons, RICS economist, says, from our surveys, activity is quite subdued in most places, although pricing has been more resilient in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales and also Northwest England. Property analysts Hometrack say London house prices typically reached a record of 14.5 times earnings in October. The likes of Manchester, Birmingham, and Glasgow have seen market activity increase, and this has delivered above average price growth of 6 to 8% for the last 12 months. Sarah Bealey, owner of online estate agent Techcology, said the property market has held steady in 2017, with prices up on 2016 despite rising inflation, political uncertainty and a small increase in interest rates, which proves its robustness. As part of its 5-year predictions, Lucian Cook, Saville's head of residential research, said uncertainty over what Brexit means for the UK economy and how it will impact household finances will increasingly act as a drag on house prices. There is capacity for growth once we have greater clarity, but this will be constrained by rate rises and the corresponding ability to get mortgage debt, particularly in London and other higher-value locations. I expect the UK house prices to end up 2% lower in 12 months' time. The quicksand in 2018 will be towards the end of the year, I fear. Who is going to want to commit to their biggest single purchase in the 6 months leading up to our departure from the EU in March 2019? Many buyers will wait until the dust settles, and whilst there may be a little practical difference having concluded our divorce, this may not be reflected in the housing market. Half of all homes on the market aren't selling, and over 70% of those that are selling are being agreed below the asking price, suggesting that prices may well sink further in 2018. Mortgage lending has held up well thanks in large part to brave first-time buyers who have been encouraged by initiatives like Help to Buy, but clearly we are now pushing up against affordability issues, with lenders having to offer longer terms on products using the help of parents and grandparents. It would be good to see some of the big discussions around housing develop into active policy in 2018. Sorting out the mess that surrounds leasehold properties, sharpening up the rights of tenants, bringing more rigor and discipline to the process of buying and selling would all help. Even now, a third of homes on the market have had to reduce their asking price at least once, and over half of homes listed in swanky Mayfair and Belgravia has been in the market for over a year. There's a market out there will be one in 2018, it just won't be the same as the one we had a year ago. Henry Sherwood, of the Buying Agents, said, "The growth in the South has already slowed, but Midlands and northern cities have seen around 6 to 8% this year." I think Liverpool and Belfast could be good investments as currently seeing good steady sustainable growth, but prices are still below what they were at peak. Last year, in our annual roundup of house prices, a huge 4,490 This Is Money readers voted in a poll on what they believed values would do in 2017.